Hi class, today I want to talk about the chapter that is retailing. And so we kind of start by talking about what retailing is and what it means to the consumer. And so our definition of retailing is all the activities directly related to the sale of goods and services to the ultimate consumer for personal, non-business use. So when we're talking about retailing, we're talking about the consumer market and how we get the consumers to buy both the products that we're manufacturing and selling, as well as the services that we are performing. So retail establishments can be classified in several different ways. We can classify them based on the type of ownership that there is, the level of service being offered, the product assortment being offered, and the price. These different combinations create several different unique retail operation models. So when we're talking about the type of ownership, we can have an independent retailer, which is a business owned by either a sole proprietor or a partnership. It's usually locally owned, it's usually small, and it's usually located in a specific geographical location. So it's independent and self-sustained. The other thing that we see is a chain store. That is where we are going to see several of these located throughout the entire country. And so McDonald's can be a chain store, Kohl's is a chain store, Old Navy, Hollister. I mean, these are just the stores that are found in a typical American mall. They're found in strip malls. So for example, maybe Massage Envy is a chain store in that we can find Massage Envy in just about every major city, in the country. And then if you had Melissa's Massage Parlor and it was just one little shop and it was just me, that's going to be an independent retailer. And then, of course, we can also look at a franchise. And so a franchise is when a typical chain store is then locally owned and operated by an individual. And so if I was looking to open up a restaurant and I wanted to increase my chances of success, instead of opening up Melissa's Hamburger Palace, I might decide to franchise a McDonald's. If I franchise a McDonald's, what that means is I am paying for the name McDonald's, I'm paying for the menu, I'm paying for the, recognition of owning a McDonald's, but I'm the one who is locally operating that particular McDonald's. And then we look at the level of service that is being offered in a particular store. We have everything from full service to self-service. So self-service would be something like a Walmart. I'm going to walk into Walmart. I'm going to get the cart myself. I'm going to walk through the store, pick out the things myself, and there's probably even a possibility that I'm going to use the self-checkout to check myself out. If I were at a very expensive, fancy department store, like let's say a Neiman Marcus, I may just walk in there and say, you know what, I am going to a cocktail party. I want a, mid-calf purple satin dress. And then I'm going to sit in a chair and drink some champagne while someone goes and finds that for me, brings it to me, has me try it on, I give feedback, and then we keep that process going and going. That's not going to happen, at Walmart. There again is going to be a spectrum from full service to self-service. So let's say I'm at Victoria's Secret and I'm trying something on. You may have someone who's going to be willing to help you find a specific size, a specific color, give you tips and all that good stuff. Then we also look at the product assortment. So what kind of products are being, offered in this store. We look at both width and depth. So width is the assortment of products offered. And so a store like Walmart has a really wide product assortment. You can buy groceries, clothes, medicine stuff, gardening stuff, get your oil changed, get a haircut, and get you some lunch at Subway. That is a wide product assortment. Then we look at depth, which is the number of different brands offered. We may see something like this in a Dick's Sporting Goods. And so they don't offer as many products as Walmart does. They offer sporting good and hunting and outdoor equipment, but the different brands offered are huge. We have Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, we have Reebok, we have Carrie Underwood, we have Fabletics, and that's just kind of like apparel. And so there are Patagonia, North Face. I mean, it just goes on. And so that's going to be a really deep product line. If I go to, Dick's and I want some yoga pants, there's probably 10, 12 different brands that I can choose from. Then, of course, we're going to look at price. And so, again, we will see a lot of times something that says manufacturer's suggested retail price. That's what the manufacturer thinks the consumer should be paying for that. So we may see stores that offer things below the manufacturer's suggested retail price. So that's going to affect our gross margin, which is how much profit we're making after the sales of these particular products. And again, as I said, these different combinations create several different unique retail models. And so if it's an independent retailer that's full service, that offers, a narrow product assortment, that's going to be classified maybe as a specialty store. If we're a chain store that's self-service, that has a wide product selection, but doesn't, offer a depth of product brands, that might be Walmart, or it might be, another major supermarket. And so that's how we get these different types of in-store retailers. We have department stores, which are going to be like Macy's and Kohl's and, J.C. Penney's. So they're going to offer maybe not as wide of a product assortment as a Walmart would, but we're still going to find in there clothes, jewelry, home goods types of things. And then we're probably going to see several brands offered within there. A specialty store may focus just on one particular brand. We may go and see a store that is just for, Coach. So we're going to see in there a lot of different products that Coach offers. We may find purses, wallets, shoes, sunglasses, stationery, mugs, but it's just one brand because it's a Coach store. We may see something, really, really high end, like a Tiffany jewelry store, like a Lamborghini dealership. That's going to be a specialty store. Then, of course, our supermarkets are going to be where we get our food. And so something like Walmart is going to be a combination of several of these. We have the food place, we have the pharmacy, we have clothing, we have gardening, we have toys. Again, a drugstore is going to be like CVS or Walgreens. We go there primarily to get vitamins, medicine, prescription, things filled, which I always kind of find it a bit ironic that in a store like that, they sometimes sell, cigarettes and alcohol, but that's another thing. A convenience store is where we're going to go just get, a quick snack, maybe some gum, maybe a lottery ticket. We're going to fill up our car with gas, all that good stuff. And then, of course, we have several different types of discount stores. So we go to these stores hoping to save a little bit of money. We might have something like a full line discount store. So that's going to be something like Walmart, where everything is going to be just a tad bit cheaper than everything else. We have different types of super centers that are meant to save us money. And so this might be going to Best Buy, where there's just gobs and gobs of electronics, where we can shop, where we can compare. Maybe we can, look at a Samsung TV and see what that picture looked like versus an LG TV. We have category killers, so that might be something like a Barnes & Noble or a Bath & Body Works. And so category killers are kind of like when you think of a particular product, you think of that store. It's associated with it. So if I said, name a bookstore, everyone's going to say Barnes & Noble. If I say, name a lotion, candle, and perfume store, everybody's going to say, Bath & Body Works. And so that's what we're looking at there. A warehouse club is going to be like, Sam's Club, Costco, we typically buy things in bulk in order to save money. Then, of course, we have some off-price retailers. That's going to be like a TJ Maxx, even a Nordstrom Rack. So we're going to see things that might have slight deficiencies in them. It might be slightly out of style, but we're able to get them for a lot cheaper. Then we have outlet stores, which I've never had good luck with an outlet store. It never seems to really, save me money. But we do have outlet malls that are, intended to get items that are, below MSRP. And then, of course, we have our used good retailers. And so that's going to be maybe like a Goodwill, Salvation Army. We're going there. It's used. We know that it's used. They have a wide variety of products. But again, if you find a shirt that you really like and it's not in your size, well, it's not like they can go to the back and get you a different one, because what they have is what they have. And then, of course, a restaurant is a form, because we are consuming food, and there's definitely a wide variety of categories in restaurants, fast food all the way to our fancy restaurants. So these are our different types of store retailers. And then, of course, we have non-store retailing. So we have automatic vending. And so a great example of this is Redbox. I don't really need to talk to anybody. I have my account. I pick whichever movie I want to see, and whoop, it comes out to me. We have self-service technologies, and these are like ATMs and gas pumps. And so for those of you young, you might not remember that back in the day, you'd have to go inside the gas station and give them a $20 bill and come back outside and pump your gas. We don't really do stuff like that anymore. It's a self-service technology. We have direct retailing. So these are going to be like door-to-door sales, or even if you have somebody who's doing like Facebook groups, if they're selling Scentsy or they're selling, Avon, Mary Kay, that's going to be direct retailing. And then, of course, we have direct marketing efforts like telemarketing. Those are our least favorite, I'm sure. Direct mail, so that's where we get, coupons in the mail, catalogs in the mail. And then, of course, something new that's coming out that's really changing things is micro-targeting. And so that's when you're scrolling through your news feed on Facebook or Instagram and you see one of those sponsored stories. That sponsored story is there because they believe that you want to know whatever it is. So when I'm scrolling through Facebook, I might see a sponsored story for Fabletics, and it's Kate Hudson telling me to get, a new sports bra and yoga pants. My husband might see a sponsored story from Oakley telling him to get a new pair of cool sunglasses. And those are created based on what our profile says about us, what likes we have, what groups we belong to. So they can get very, very specific. Then, of course, we have shop at home networks. And so sometimes you see an infomercial online and you're like, I really want to try that. So you call. And then, of course, one of the biggest ones that's disrupting everything is our online retailing. We love to shop online, whether, we get anything we can dream of on Amazon, or we go to Target.com, Walmart.com, Nike.com. Just about every major store is going to have an online presence that allows you to make purchases from it. Different retail operation models. We talk about floor stock. So that is, inventory that is on the floor, that is available for us to see, available for us to, take. So we're going to see our floor stock like in Walmart. You go through the rack. If you find something that's in your size and you like, you take it. There's not really anyone there that we sometimes turn and ask, like, do you have this in my size? Can you go to the back to get it? And so that's what we see with our back stock. That's inventory that is kept in the back. So floor stock inventory that's kept on the floor, customers can take it and purchase it. Back stuff is inventory that is kept in the back. So that's going to be something like when we go to Foot Locker, you see the wall of shoes, but you don't get the shoe off the wall and leave with it. You say, do you have this in my size? They go to the back to check, they bring it out, you try it on, then you make a decision. And so this is all about our inventory. And then we have our stock out. That is when we run out of inventory. So inventory is always going to be tricky. We're always going to need to try to balance inventory, try to find the, how much inventory to keep on hand. Because if we have a stock out, that means we're out of something. And depending on what that something is, the consumer may go somewhere else to get it if they really need it. But again, we don't want to have too much inventory because inventory is costly. If it's something perishable, let's say like we're a bakery and we have too many cakes, more than likely we're going to have to throw it away. And so this kind of refers to our inventory. Then we kind of decide how we want to execute a retail strategy. The first thing we need to do is we need to define our target market. Who are we selling these products to? Unless you know your customer, you don't really have much else. So we always need to know who our customers are. We need to know who that target market is. So when we're trying to figure out what type of store we want to be, we first need to know who our customers are. Then we need to determine what kind of products we're going to offer. So let's say I want to open up a bakery. What's my retail strategy there? Well, first I need to define my target market. Is my target market, corporations that are looking to cater events? Is my target market, birthday parties and moms and families? From there, I can answer these next questions, which are, what kind of products am I going to offer? Am I just going to offer cakes? Or am I going to offer cakes, cupcakes, pies, brownies, scones, blueberry muffins? I mean, those are decisions that need to be made. When I determine the type of products I'm going to offer, then I'm going to determine what kind of equipment I need. I'm going to determine how big the space needs to be, what kind of ingredients and supplies I'm going to need to have, which is going to factor into how much space do I need, how much money is this going to cost me. And again, it's going to fall back to who's my target market, what kind of products do they want. So if my target market is families, I'm probably going to want to offer cakes and cupcakes and pies and brownies. If my target market, is businesses and catering, I might want to offer something different. Instead of like whole cakes, I may want to offer mini versions of everything. I may want to offer donuts because that's a staple in the office. From there, I'm going to look at where should I be located? What should my hours be? And that's going to fall back to who are my customers? Where do they want me located and where do they want my hours to be? Do I close on a Sunday? Maybe if my, customers are businesses, but would I close on a Sunday if my customers are families? Probably not. Then I need to determine how I'm going to advertise, where I'm going to set my price at. Then of course I'm going to look at the overall atmosphere and decor and the presentation of, my bakery. Is it going to be bright and airy? Am I going to have tables for people to sit and relax? Am I going to have cute little sayings? What is it going to look like? What kind of music is going to be playing? What is it going to smell like? And then, of course, I look at my personnel. What kind of customer service am I going to offer? Will there be personal selling? And so this all helps me determine the way I'm going to get that particular product to my customers. And again, this doesn't apply to just the products that we are manufacturing, but also the services that we're offering. Am I a massage parlor? Am I a nail salon? There's decisions that need to be made there as well. One of the things that we always have to keep in mind when we're offering services to somebody is minimizing wait time. That's probably one of the biggest complaints that we have, right? When we go to the doctor, my appointment was at 1 and now I'm sitting here until 2:30. So we don't like that. But like with the doctor, we don't have a choice but to go. So we're kind of, stuck with what we get. If it was a nail salon, I'm not going to sit there for 2 hours to get my nail done. I'm going to leave. And that's going to cost that particular, business money. We need to manage service capacity, which is how much we can perform at any given time. So if there's just one of me providing massages, well then the most massages I can do in a given day is probably 10. If I hire one other person, we can do 20. I just doubled the amount of clients I can serve in a single day. And then of course to continually improve to make myself better. And then again, if we have more than one location, I want those locations to look and feel the same. So if you go to my massage parlor, in Albuquerque, and then you go to my massage parlor in Santa Fe, I want it to feel the same. I want it to look the same. I want the prices to be the same. Maybe a tad bit higher in Santa Fe, New Mexico, because the cost of living is higher, or because there's more, tourists that are willing to spend more money on something like that. But again, we want things to be coherent. And so that's something that we look at, something that we think about when we're talking about retailing. So how we get our products to our customers. If you have any questions or comments about this particular topic, definitely make sure to let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.